Let's hit the button. Okay.
Go. Awesome. Okay. Yay. Sorry about the little kinks, guys. We are here. Yay. We are live. I am actually recording to you from a swimming pool with 9 kids. We're out here having fun. The reason I tell you that is because I want to show you that this is life and this can be done in many ways and many forms. And I'm super grateful to one of my dearest friends and my sister-in-law, Shayna, for helping today. She is actually going to share with you guys today. I've asked her if she would give you guys some advice for different things you can do as an introvert. Shayna is a wealth of knowledge. She's amazing. And I want her to take a few minutes to tell about herself and how she got into doTERRA, and then share with you guys some tips for how you can build doTERRA as an introvert.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you for that intro. Okay, so I am Shayna, and I am an introvert for sure. I'm using Susan Cain's definition of introvert, which means low stimulation, as opposed to someone who likes high stimulation. So it's not even about like shyness or things like that in nature, although sometimes that goes with it. But you tend to be more of like, you like your quiet space and you like to unwind by yourself, and you're not as socially active, or if you are socially active, then you need a huge break for like to lower that stimulus back down. So by that definition, I've been thinking about this a lot, and especially with conversations we've had with Mark Garrett recently at convention, and then on Zoom here we had a chance to meet with him, which was awesome. Just looking at that and looking at how introverts build, and it's different, and I think it's important to understand the differences so that we can work together, you know, have introverts and extroverts work together and become like a really great team, because they do work really well together. So a quick story that Susan Cain shares as an example of this is she talks about this certain type of fish where they did an experiment and they drop a big cage into this fish pond, and immediately the introvert fish like scatter, right? They're like, get me away from this thing. I want to like hang back. Don't want to be anywhere near this. And the extrovert fish will go towards it, and then they get caught. So in that way, the introverts have that like slow down, think things through. That kept them safe in this scenario. Then they scoop all the fish up, take them to a lab, and now the extrovert fish are doing much better because they're better at adapting to foreign environments and just figuring it out and just going. Where introvert fish are now feel like, I'm not in my safe space anymore. So I think that's like a really great illustration of like some of the strengths of the two different kinds, and how we can help each other. But specifically, if you feel like, yes, that's me, I'm introverted, what can I do? Like number one step is to simplify. So it's kind of got a two-part thing here, but the first one is to simplify. Just really scale back what your to-do list. Choose what is the most essential things for you. So say you've got your doTERRA list of, you're like, well, I got to call 2 people that are new builders, and we have to call 2 builders, and I have to call 2 strangers, and I have to host class, and I have to be doing my personal study, and you know, you have like your long list, and they're all wonderful things. Choose 1 or 2 of those to do, and if 2 feels overwhelming, choose 1 until you feel like, okay, now you're actually going to do it. So that's one of the tricks with introverts, is that if it feels overwhelming, you're not going to do any of it. So instead of giving yourself a huge list and not getting any done, choose what you will get done, even if it's just a little bit. And start small, and that's okay if you start small. And you'll find as you do this and as you scale it way back, you'll start to add more and more stuff and feel more and more capable, but you got to start small. Don't try to start like Stacy, who's a superwoman, you know, you're going to work up to Stacy level, and that's okay. And like she said, you know, this is real life. She is at the pool and just doing what she can do, and that's what you can do too, is just have it be real life, do what you can do. That being said, it is important to push yourself a little outside your comfort zone. So if you're like, well, my comfort zone is to do nothing, don't call anyone, don't socialize, don't do classes, well, you can't do nothing. So you have to choose how you want to do it, and that can be completely up to you. And you know, as low stimulus people, we like to really ponder and really think, and that is a great asset to you. Go ahead and do that. Make a plan, come up with something great, make sure it's simple, and start moving forward. And don't get discouraged. I think that's another part, is as introverts, you tend to look at an amazing extrovert like Stacy and say, I can't do that, therefore I'm failing. And so instead, what we're going to do is to give yourself a pat on the back for everything you're doing right, and then everything you're doing wrong, let it go. You know, console, forgive. These are great oils for this, to be able to just be like, you know what I did, I know I gave it my all, and that's all I could do, and I'm going to forgive the rest and move forward. And that way you don't get blocking yourself up. And then the other part is just work with the extroverts in your life around you. You know, if you're super uncomfortable teaching a class, team teach it. There's nothing wrong with team teaching all the time. Find somebody that's more comfortable, and you will grow into that as you do those things. You know, I know that when I have extroverts around me, it helps push me forward into having conversations, into helping more, and it gets me, so I can kind of use their energy to kind of direct me, and then I can go. But then afterwards, yeah, I gotta unwind in a private space, somewhere safe, and that's okay. And then you work back up into it, how you need to do it. A note to extroverts who have introverts on their team and don't always know what to do with them or how to motivate them. A big deal is just being positive, and that's it. Don't give them things to do. Don't give them ideas, because they are already hatching ideas, and every time you give them a new to-do list, they'll add it to theirs and end up not doing the things that they're plotting and planning. And so it actually will inhibit them moving forward. So it's just giving them encouragement, maybe asking a lot of questions. What are you planning? How do you want to build this? And is there any way I can support you in that? To give them the space to feel safe to come out and do it, and to move forward with their plans. Because usually they have a lot of thoughts, and they're just a little bit maybe scared to put those forward. So making sure as an extrovert that you're not overlapping their plans or dismissing accidentally because you don't know, but trying to draw those out, because introverts can be a really great asset with these thought out things that they've taken more time to plan certain things, but tends to look slower moving to an extrovert. So it's just patience and drawing that out, if that makes sense. So like I said, I like to share some oils that really help with this. Melissa will help, like I said, console, things like hope and forgive. These are really great oils to help you move forward. Geranium, I believe that one like helps you be brave. I have this awesome book that shows like an emotions chart in it. And what is the one for feeling like bold? Cassia helps you feel bold. I really like marjoram for helping you feel trusting. So you can look up things like this and go, what can I do to help propel myself forward, to help push myself outside of my comfort zone here in this way? So there's kind of like that two sides of it, where one side you are trying to keep yourself comfortable enough to move forward, but outside your comfort zone enough that you are not stagnant. A really great thing somebody shared yesterday with me was about stagnant water. What happens to stagnant water? It gets really gross and basically ill. All this bad stuff starts growing in it. So we want to make sure that we are flowing. As long as we're flowing, it purifies us. And I just love that analogy. So that's like my image right now. But yeah, that's it. Thank you, Stacy, for giving me a couple minutes here to share.
Awesome, Shayna. Shayna?
Yeah.
Hey, can you just give everyone a quick intro too? To just a little bit about you?
Oh, sure. For me, when I started all this, I don't like to do things that are mainstream and weird like that. So honestly, when I first heard about doTERRA, I was like, that's too big of a company for me. But as Stacy was like, hey, you should look into this. I think it's right up your alley. And she was awesome. She gave me a lot of patience to do my research on it. And I did, and I love the way that they do everything. I'm more into herbs. I like things that make me happy. I like to really study the medicinal qualities of things. Quality is important to me. So as I was looking at doTERRA and recognizing that quality matters to them, and that they are they care that that plant is happy. Like, it's just the little things like that, you know, that make it a great company. I love the way that doTERRA cares so much about their people and their plants and their oils, and just every aspect is so well thought out. And I can appreciate that as an introvert person who likes to think everything to death. So I love that. And like I said, I like herbs. I still use a lot of herbs because not all herbs are put into doTERRA oils yet. But their products are awesome. They've helped me tremendously. We do all of our own medical care at home and birth at home. Everything's just very empowering that way. I just love it. It's just how our life is, and I really don't know any other way, and I love it.
Awesome, great. And you are a homeschooling mom of how many?
6.
6.
Yeah.
So Shayna is a homeschooling mom of 6. Shayna, thank you so much for sharing today. I truly appreciate what an example you are, and how educational you are, and just all that you do to inspire others. I just want to challenge everyone this week to find a way to better support someone who is considered introverted, or to go out and find someone new who may be introverted that you can share with and be inspired by. One thing that I've learned working with introverts is that they are often quiet or more reserved, but that they are a complete rock star inside, and that the ideas, and they are so inventive, and there's just so much inside that we don't always get to see from them. And so that's my challenge to you this week, is to try and seek that out, and find ways that you can be better supportive, or even find someone new that is an introvert. So thank you everyone for being on today. I will get back to swimming with all of these little kiddos, and I'm even actually standing in the pool, so that's kind of fun.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's like really hot here. I think it's like 85 or 90 degrees here. So I wish my video would have worked so I could have showed you guys how awesome it is. But find ways that you can work in your natural environment. Find ways that you can be an example to those around you by showing them, hey, this is possible in many different ways, shapes, and forms, and that we all have a different way. So I will talk to you guys later, and have a great Monday and a great week.
Thank you.